Yo, what's up world? It's your boy Filosco here. And today we're going to have an interesting lesson. Well, not really a lesson, just a little episode about me comparing... What the fuck? Me comparing being born and raised in the Brooklyn ghetto compared to living or just visiting Moscow. The comparisons. Now, a funny story about this was I used to be married or whatever. I used to have a wife. She was Russian. We divorced, I don't know, like 4 months ago. But when we were together, I remember we once had an argument over what was more ghetto, like the ghettos in America or the ghettos in Russia. She won that argument because I remember she was telling me Russia is just one big ghetto. Because what's interesting is whenever I used to bring girls to my neighborhood, which was a ghetto. I live in the projects in New York, Queensbridge projects. Bunch of big buildings, poor people. And like 90% of them that I brought there, they always say the same thing. Wow, this reminds me of Russia. This reminds me of Russia. And I was always like, why do they keep saying that? Now I see. And the video I saw with my ex-wife that proved that Russia was more ghetto than New York could ever be, or America, was... Man, how can I explain this? Okay, when you're driving a car, you have a steering wheel in your hand, right? But something happened to the Russian guy's steering wheel, so he didn't have one. So instead, he was driving it with like he was driving it with pliers. The pliers are like they squeeze, and that's how you turn things. So he was basically driving. He was basically driving his car with a pair of pliers like this, turning and stuff with this one little thing of pliers like that, because he had no wheel. He was only holding on to something like this, basically a metal pole. And I've never seen anything like that. It's extremely ghetto. And like in Moscow, when you look at buildings and stuff, like where people live, some of them almost look like they're about to fall, like because you see a lot of cracks and stuff in the building. It's a little scary because you don't see this in New York. And I'm making a video. And what else I was going to say? Oh, I've been to a ghetto building where was it? What city was it? It was in Vladivostok. We went to a ghetto building in Vladivostok where one of our people lived, and yo, it's like conditions in bad neighborhoods in Russia are much worse than it can ever be in America, because certain conditions, like in buildings, it can't be worse than like what's seen as livable, because you can sue them. You can sue the people for not taking care of you, and when you sue people, you get money for it. So your building has to be up to a certain code. I don't think Russia has a code for their buildings or their apartments. Like I hear out here, you can go like 3 weeks without electricity, and it's like normal if you have like a power outage, 3 weeks, or 2 weeks without water or something like that. I mean, I haven't experienced any of this stuff yet, but this is just what I'm hearing. But basically, when it comes to people, Russia is a ghetto. It's one big ghetto when it comes to the people's mentality. That's why I'm kind of used to it. The only difference is it's a bunch of white people this time, and they speak Russian. It's like when I'm walking through the street, people staring at me, you know, they're mad. It's like, I'm used to it. It doesn't scare me. It's the same shit. Like, I already had a skinhead pull a knife on me while I was here. Got it on camera. But it wasn't that scary because I've seen knives and bottles and guns and stuff where I'm from. So it doesn't scare me until you use it. You know, it doesn't scare me. So I'm used to that stuff. And it's just like, it's just one big ghetto. So, like, if I were the typical American who was like middle class, born and raised in a nice area, you know, where there's no crime and stuff, and I were to come out here to Moscow or something, I would probably not be able to take it. But because I'm from the ghetto, I can deal with it, you know. And there's a lot of things that happen here that most people say, oh, you can't do that. Like, there's a video on YouTube with like, it was gay people were protesting. I actually think these were like 6 Russian gay people. They were protesting the anti-gay laws, and they were kissing in the street. And like, a bunch of Russian people were just walking up to them, boom, just hitting them, boom, hitting them, boom, just hitting them in the face. They were bleeding, and everyone's like, oh my God, that's terrible. And I'm the only one like, what do you expect? It's Russia, you know, like Americans look at it on YouTube and they're shocked, and I'm like, I wouldn't expect anything different. It's Russia. Even the girls were getting hit for kissing in the street. You know, I'm like, yo, it's Russia. You know, that's how it is here. It's a different place, you know? So I'm just basically saying, being brought up in a Brooklyn ghetto is what helped prepare me for being in Russia. You know what I mean? Only difference is that I don't really have people. Like, I have people here, but how can I say it? I have people here, people to protect me, people to look out for me. I do, I definitely do. I'm not trying to say I don't, but they're like at a high level. But I don't really have many people like at a regular, yo, let's just hang out level, let's just chill level, let's just go out together so we're all safe. I got people at a high level, like at a government level to make sure I'm okay, you know what I mean? But I don't have that, my friends level, I don't have it. You know, I gotta find some homies out here. And once I find homies, just give me 3 good homies, just 3 of them, black, white, I don't care. Yo, I'm good in Russia. Anywhere, we all go together, all 4 of us, I'm good. Got that South Park 4, I have nothing to worry about out here. But until I find that, man, you know, I'm solo, having fun. You know, I'm always with a bunch of girls. I have to stop that. That's not safe out here for me, being with a bunch of Russian girls. That ain't safe. But other than that, that's it, you know. Let me know if you have any ghetto stories from like here in Russia, if you're in Russia, or your country, some of the most ghetto things you've seen. And when I say ghetto, I mean like crime or really dirty buildings or just really crazy things. I want to know about it. So let me know. Do you live in a ghetto area? What is the most ghetto area of Moscow? That's something I want to know. What is the most ghetto area of Moscow? Because mine isn't ghetto at all, but I know there's ghetto areas. And that's it. I'm out. Later.